Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for I believe is week 5. We are up against Lorz and the Munich Miltanks. And yeah, this is another post-com. Unfortunately this week it didn't work out with me being able to record the match. There's just some difficulties on my end that I couldn't be able to record the match live. But we're gonna go through post-com, we're gonna go into detail of the match. And try to give at least the best entertainment I can with through a postcom. So yeah, we are up against Munich Miltanks, who's coached by Lorz. His team consists of Clefable, Chansey, Arcanine, Bronzong, Alolan Muck, Dragonite, Regieleki, Mega Heracross, Golurk, Leavanny, Exploud, and Wailord, with all Z user being Wailord and then attacking Z user being Dragonite. My team consists of right over here Texas Raikou, Zeraora, Lando T, Milotic, Latios, Glacier, Venusaur, Mawile, Hitmonchan, Torkoal, Mega Houndoom, Clefairy, and Kecleon, with my all Z user being Latios and attacking being Lando T. So, looking at this team, there's a lot of things about it that kind of stick out to me. First of all, if you look at the core, right, you got the core of what? Clefable, Chansey, Arcanine, Bronzong, Alolan Muck. That's kind of disgusting, to be honest. Very disgusting. Just it's very difficult to break down. So that's something I want to keep in mind. He has some good breakers as well. Things like Dragonite, Mega Heracross, Regieleki can be as well. Exploud, Golurk to an extent. Now they got Poltergeist. It's actually not that bad for that. But yeah, and I guess Wailord. I don't really see Wailord coming though. I don't see it coming. Yeah, it's got some breakers. It's got webs too. It's got so that's interesting as well. I got to keep that in mind though. But yeah, one huge thing that stuck out to me, other than the stally part that he has, and plus the breaking potential he has, is the fact that his speed tiers are wow. He goes from Regieleki at 200 to I believe Arcanine at 95, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and that is not something I would personally want for speed tier. It allows pretty much a lot of my Pokemon in between to run a lot of bulk or run those offensive or natures, such as Adamant, stuff like that, Modest, whatever So that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to take advantage of that in this matchup. Something to also note, his team doesn't really like taunt a lot, so I want to try to take advantage of that as well. So, and the one thing I'm really worried about, the one mon I'm really worried about, to be honest, is Dragonite, right? I guess Mega Heracross, but Dragonite is the thing that potentially could sweep me. I need to make sure that I cannot let this mon set up. That's the one thing I want to make sure. Because if I get it out of control with the Z move, it could be really scary. But I'm guessing it's gonna be heavy duty boots, but we never know really, to be honest. So, but yeah, and also by the way, I also want to point this in mind. For speed tier wise, even at the base 95, Arcanine, right? A lot of times it's run defensively, so there's a chance I don't even have to prep for speed wise of that. And for Leavanny as well, because I don't think Leavanny's probably coming. I had a mon prepared for that just in case, though, in case he brings webs. I did bring removal this match, just in case for some reason, because he might try to do that in order to take advantage of my team. Try to deal with the fact that his speed tiers are horrible. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I would say his fastest mon that you really have to prep for is probably Mega Heracross, but at Heracross form, so base 85 speed. I'd rather have prepped for regular Heracross than Mega Heracross for speed wise, just because he doesn't have to Mega Evolve turn 1. So I really wanted to make sure I had a way to deal with outspeed that. So that's kind of the speed wise I was thinking about. But yeah, let's go into a little bit of what I was thinking, right? Pull up the team real quick. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's pull up my team membering. Okay. Gotta do something real quick. So we're starting off with Zeraora. Now Zeraora looks fantastic in this game, to be honest. The fact that it could run bulk up, like it literally also needs only like 2 coverage moves, to be honest, to hit his entire team neutral, super effective or neutral. Golurk is the only thing, and Leavanny are the only things that resist or immune to Plasma Fist. So I'm just gonna run. I just need Plasma Fist knockoff, to be honest, and then bulk up taunt. And the fact that he's like his fastest mon other than Regieleki is Arcanine, means I don't even have to run any speed on this to outspeed Arcanine, which is fantastic, to be honest. Plasma Fist knockoff, bulk up, taunt, whatever. It's able to deal with a lot, to be honest. Taunt the taunt allows me to set up on Chansey and Clefable. And even Bronzong if it's not playing Earthquake or Psychic, I guess. So, and I believe that if I'm at +1 and Dragonite comes in, I can 2-shot that with Plasma Fist, is the play. So I'm just going like almost max HP, max attack, and I put a little bit extra defense just in case for like Mega Heracross, Dragonite, because a lot of his team is also very physical, other than X-Cloud. X-Cloud is the only thing. I also wanted to keep in mind, the X-Cloud, although it hits really hard on the special side, he can't spam Boom Burst against me, because if I click Plasma Fist, I just get the Volt Absorb as well. Because the Boom Burst will be turned into a Electric type move, I believe, right? Yeah, normal moves become Electric type, and I just absorb it. So that'd be fantastic. If he brings X-Cloud, and it's not like Scarf or something like that, I would love to take that. And even then, I live a Scarf X-Cloud Boom Burst. So this extra bulk is really coming in clutch, and the fact that his speed tiers are allowing me to do this against him. So, yeah. Next, we're bringing Nilotic. I'm just making this max HP, max defense. This is my Dragonite answer. This is also my Arcanine answer. And this can, if Mega Heracross isn't impacting Bullet Seed, it can also deal with that too as well. So that's kind of the idea. It also deals with a setup Clefable. Just in case he brings like Cosmic Power or Calm Mind, I can just outspeed it and haze it. So that's kind of the plan there. This also deals with Golurk as well. I want to keep that in mind, and it can deal with a possibly Wailord too as well if I really need to. But yeah, this thing is just generic, pretty generic. Scald, Ice Beam, Haze. I wanted a way to deal with Dragonite, because I wanted to have a couple checks to Dragonite in case it got out of control, because I could see that's the one way I could see him like beat, like one of the ways I could see him like really beating me down. That's probably his best way of trying to beat me down, is to use D-Dance Dragonite. So this is what the set is meant to do, is just deal with Dragonite. Next we got Lando T with flying names the Earthquake Fly knockoff Swords Dance. Now, as I mentioned before, Arcanine's going to be probably defensive, so I could just outspeed it with Lando T, just Earthquake it as well. And the only mon that's going to outspeed this, except for if it's a Choice Scarfer, is in fact Leavanny, Arcanine, or Regieleki. I expect Arcanine to be defensive if it comes, so I don't think it's coming, but I expect it to be defensive because it can't do much offensive against me, and that means that I'm gonna outspeed Arcanine. Leavanny, I don't think is coming, to be honest, but I have a way to do it. I have the way to get rid of webs. If it does, the only reason it would come is if it has webs, because otherwise I would just set up on it, to be honest. And then Regieleki can't really touch Lando T that much. So I'm just going to try to take a full advantage of that speed tiers and just bring Earthquake, Z-Fly, and knockoff Swords Dance. This thing hits his team incredibly hard. Z-Fly deals with both Fly deals with Leavanny and Mega Heracross, and can hit Dragonite. Actually, Z-Fly actually outplays Dragonite even with multi-scale if I'm at +2, so that's something to keep in mind, which is why I ran that over like Stone Edge. And then knockoff is for the Bronzong, because I expect Bronzong to try to possibly check Lando T as well. So Swords Dance on that was going to be really nice. And if he's Cold Rare, whatever, he can't really do too much to me because there's no hidden powers allowed. Probably the worst he could do is like Toxic me, which I'm fine with. I could just extra chip would be annoying, but whatever. So next we're going to Latios here. Toy Scarf, Psyshock, Draco, Trick, and Defog. In case he's Alolan Muck, he's bringing Alolan Muck. I decided to go Trick kind of thing, Toy Scarf. This is another check to Dragonite so that it doesn't get out of control. And it's also a way to get rid of webs. I want to make sure webs are off the field for me, so I have Defog on this as well. And Trick is really good this match because of the things like his wall cores, like Clefable, Chansey, Arcanine, Bronzong. Well, Arcanine's fine with it. Like it's fine with Arcanine with him. I would usually think. But the Clefable, Chansey, Bronzong, Alolan Muck, those don't like being tricked to Choice Scarf, and those are like some of the mods that switch in on it. So that's something to keep in mind. So I wanted to really try to punish those mons for trying to switch in on me. And then I just have dual stab, Psyshock, Draco, Meteor. Draco, I just need a little bit chip off on Dragonite, like multi-scale break-in order to take it out with Draco, I believe. And then Defog, of course, I said for webs. Psyshock was just another stab and try to hit it, make a hair cross super effectively, because I can see make a hair cross being a problem. So that's an issue too. So yeah. Luckily, there's no pursuit in this game, so I can't be trapped by a little muck, which is really nice too. Next we got is Zatanna, the Clefairy, Softboy, Thunderwave, Baton Pass, Moonblast. Now, yeah, you might be asking, why not run Teleport? Well, Teleport and Softboy isn't actually compatible on Clefairy, so that's why I'm running Softboy with Baton Pass, because, first of all, like, the only thing that's going to outslow me anyway is Bronzong, probably, unless he runs a negative speed nature on something. So I'm not really, it's kind of like almost like a teleport anyway. The only bad thing it could be is if he drops Arcanine on this and gets an Intimidate, so I pass the Intimidate attack drop, which would suck. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I have Thunderwave spam so that Dragonite can't set up on me, and I have that, this is like specifically for Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross doesn't two-shot this thing unless he gets, I think, 2 absolute max rolls with both Rock Blast if he's Adamant max attack. That's the only way he has a possibility of two-shotting me, and even then it's very unlikely. It's like maybe like a 3% chance or something like that, if I remember correctly. And then Moonblast is able to two-shot that. And then, yeah, I thought Baton Pass was the best to get momentum into things like Lando T, Zeraor, just to get them so I could set up on some stuff. I expected Bronzong, Arcanine, or Alolan Muck to switch in on this, which is kind of like why I wanted to take advantage of that. Arcanine, I'd probably go out to Milotic, and then Bronzong, I might go out to Zeraora, depending, and then the Alolan Muck, I go out to Lando T, kind of thing. That's kind of like the idea with this. So, last one we have is another check to Dragonite as well. Really bulky set. We got Glacier with Sub, Icicle Spear, High Horsepower, Swords Dance. Now, for the longest time, I was debating between Crunch and High Horsepower, and I decided to go with High Horsepower. And the reason is because if I feel like Arcanine is I feel like Bronzong can't do as much to me unless it's special, but even then it doesn't do too much to me. I believe the Gyro Ball doesn't even break my sub. I think it is the calc. So I wanted to keep that in mind for this set. So that's kind of why I was thinking I was just going to be able to set up on Bronzong, to be honest. But unfortunately, that's not really the case. Unfortunately, if it's special, it's not going to be the case, kind of thing. But this could be set up, and it could be really good this game, to be honest. The only thing I have to keep in mind as well is Rock Blast from Mega Heracross, because it hits multiple times, so that means it can break this up and then hit me for more damage, so I gotta keep that in mind. But this thing is able to put in the work. If Bronzong is almost gone, which I'm hoping that like combination of Latios as Lando T is going to be able to break Bronzong for me, so like last year I could put in some work. So I was also debating whether I wanted to use this as like a win con situation as well. But yeah, that's the set we're running with. This is the set we're running with for this week. This is the team. And I feel pretty good about it. But yeah, let's get into this match real quick. So, Lorz ends up bringing Clefable, Chansey, Regieleki, Golurk, Bronzong, and Dragonite. Now, looking off the top of this page, if this is the user, it's going to be Dragonite this match. I don't think it's going to be the Z user, though. I think it's going to be Heavy Duty Boots. I think Golurk is there. I feel like Golurk's probably going to be Cobra Berry for Zeraor. I think Regieleki is either going to be a... Regieleki might be his removal, I think, is like the idea. It might be like a remover kind of thing, is what I'm thinking for mine at least. And then Chansey might be like a teleport set probably. Clefable I think is either gonna be like a setup set. I think actually Clefable has to be a setup set because otherwise he doesn't have like ways to really deal with mons. Golurk, because his wall breaking potential is not really there this much. Unless it's Dragonite or Golurk. Golurk maybe can, but even then, like Miltanks can deal with it pretty nicely. Have a lot of ways to pressure it as well, and I think last year could deal with it too as well. So let's go into this match. Turn that off. Turn that off. I believe I'm going to lead off with Latios. The reason I led off with Latios is because I felt, in case he led Regieleki, I could just Draco it kind of thing, just try to take that thing out. If he leads Golurk, I could scout for what you want to do. I could switch out into like last year. If he leads off with Bronzong, I could trick it. And I also I could click trick turn 1 as well because I think either Bronzong, Chansey, or Clefable are coming in on it. On Latios turn 1 and just neutering it, like nerfing it right off the bat would be really clutch for the rest of the game. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm gonna lead off with Latios here. Here's a normal fight. And I see Bronze Ugly. I'm just gonna click trick. I don't know what he wants to do. He goes for the Toxic, and I believe I go straight to Clefairy, I think. Because I'm Magic Guard Clefairy, so Toxic doesn't matter to me. And he goes into Chansey. And I'm just going to put Tom Pass out, try to get some momentum. I'm going to get my Lodekin, get the Flame Orb, so now that's another mon I can deal with Trick and Toxic. He goes for Stealth Rocks. I'm going to put Tom Pass out. Actually, no, I Thunderwave here. I Thunderwave here expecting... I want to get Thunderwave off from Bronzong, so that way that Glacier will outspeed it. It's the kind of idea. But I'm just going to Softwell, seeing what he wants to do with Regieleki. I'm going to put Tom Pass out. I Thunderwave here. I miss. And Clefairy isn't that useful this match. It's just going to be like some utility kind of shenanigans and get me momentum. That's really all it's going to roll is to this game because make a Heracross income. So I'm going to Thunderwave this. I knew it was going to be like a setup, so I didn't know if it was going to be Calm Mind or whatever. I'm just going into my Lodic. He gets paralyzed. It's not going to really matter too much. I'm just going to Haze. C-Mix play out and goes into Regieleki. Good play with him. I'm going to go out into Lando T. Because I don't want to go into Zero, because Zero looks fantastic this game. So I believe I Source Dance here. And I'm going to Earthquake here. Which is really weird. It's really weird that he's Calm Mind Toxic Moonblast. So he's like mono Moonblast. Just a little weird. I guess it can make sense, but I don't know. It's walled by Venusaur, and I have a Sun team, so I don't know. It's a little weird, but you know what? Kudos to him, because it's kind of annoying that he was Toxic. If he was Moonblast, I would have been a lot better. I'm just gonna knock off here and just take that thing out, and he goes into Chansey. I want to pop. I almost popped. I wanted to make the switch out to Glacier, to be honest here, but I didn't, and I wish I did because I should have, because I went for the Z-Fly and it didn't take it out because he went for the Protect. It would have taken it out though. So I'm gonna go out to Latios here. I'm gonna defog these rocks away. To be honest, I'm tired of dealing with these rocks, and it's gonna be really difficult for him. Every time he wants to set up rocks, I get a free setup opportunity. So with something, so I'm gonna go Zero on the Flash Cannon because that doesn't do anything to me. I'm super bulky, so I'm just gonna bulk up in his face now. Here's a play. I wanted to scout what this Golurk was. I want to make sure because there was a chance there was a chance he could live depending on the set. If he's Cobra, he definitely lives. If he's Choice Band and he's really bulky as well, that's a huge problem for me. And this is my win con 100% of the time. His team, this mon goes in really does really well this match. So I want to scout for that. I think I go into Latios here, and I'm hoping he's Choice Band. So I'm going to make the double out to Lando T, which I probably shouldn't have, to be honest. Which I did here, but I shouldn't have. He goes for a Shadow Punch instead of, and if he was Poltergeist, that would have taken me out, but unfortunately, luckily it's not. Because I go into Glacier, and he goes for a Flash Cannon, and it does 32%, which I'm going to Swords Dance, try to see if I can weaken this thing down. What I should have done was go out to Zero again, because and just knocked off on the switch, to be honest. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to double into Zero Art here. Last year is a little bit weakened, which kind of sucks, but I'm going to get some leftover recovery, and I think I knock off here. I want to get rid of the Colbert in case he was one. And he shows to be a Assault Vest, which is interesting, and that means knockoff will just take this out anyway. Deals up the damage, so I'm just going to take this out. So there's 2 Colbert's 2 KO'd. He brings up Bronzong. I'm going to taunt, expecting the Toxic, because that's the only thing he can really do to me at this point, and I'm just going to set up on his face. Now, I wish I bulked up again, but I didn't. I ended up just knocking off. And to prevent the Toxic, I actually just kill it here. I should have taunted and gone for a second bulk up is what I should have done, but it's unfortunate. I'm going to taunt here, preventing the Dragon Dance. I don't want this thing setting up on me, and Earthquake can't do too much to me. And I'm going to try to 2-shot this thing with Plasma Fist. He goes for Outrage, and I actually chew that pretty well. And I'm going to kill this thing with Plasma Fist because multi-scale is broken. This brings me down to Regieleki. Regieleki's going to try to explode. If I went for the bulk up here, it would have been really good, but I was scared of like the Choice Specs Swift or something like that. But unfortunately, I'm going to go for a Plasma Fist, try to take this thing low. And he unfortunately kills me here, which just sucks because I wanted to get the 6L, but of course I couldn't. He's going to go for the Protect. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I could have went into Latios as well, but I'm just going to go. I want to get the kills more to Lando T. Partly because Lando T is in the board for kill leader, actually, because right now, Lando T and Zero are both, after this game, are both at 10 kills. So that's really good. That's really good for them for like stat-wise as well. So I wanted to keep that in mind. But yeah, thank you. That's end of week 5. Pretty excited about this. I was pretty excited about this match. Well, I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect from Lorz, to be honest. But we came in. The game plan worked really well. Unfortunately, the last year set didn't work the way I wanted it to, but it's oh well, it's fine. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, Bash.